Wisecracks, Leadership Tidbits for You to Mentally Munch On by Robin Ray. The title, Oh, That Is So Bad, or Is It? Hello, friends. Sometimes it is easy to see things either as good or bad. For instance, last year I received a phone call around 11:45 p.m. That is usually not good. It turns out it was not good. It was my friend asking me to take her to the hospital. She was having terrible stomach pain, and I took her to the emergency room, and she was in the hospital for about a month. She ended up having a very bad infection in her colon. This required her to have a temporary colostomy bag. As you can imagine, this was a big deal for her. As an independent single woman, she had always convinced herself that she didn't need help from anyone. Yet, here she was in such a vulnerable health situation. But the truth was, she did need help. And when she first came home from the hospital, her granddaughter stayed with her to help her out. She was recovering slowly, but after a couple weeks, her granddaughter was able to leave. Then a funny thing happened. This single, fiercely independent woman with a colostomy bag met a man. This man became quite a good friend to her. Turned out this man was also a nurse, so he was very understanding about her medical condition. He actually enjoyed taking care of her during her recovery. Today, my friend will express that through this medical crisis, she learned how to accept help when she needed it, and that she is more open-minded about people in general. She and the nurse have developed a very nice friendship, and she is happier now than when she was before. From this story, we can see something that started out bad became a good thing. Turns out we never know what will happen. Consider the story told by Alan Watts, a philosopher, writer, and speaker from 1915 to 1973, who told the story of the Chinese farmer. It goes like this. One day the farmer's horse ran away, and that evening the neighbors said, "Oh, that's too bad," and the farmer said, "Maybe." The next day the horses came back, and he brought 7 wild horses with it. And that evening the neighbor said, "Oh, that is great, isn't it?" And the farmer said, "Maybe." The next day his only son was attempting to tame a wild horse, and while riding it he was thrown off the horse and broke his leg. And that evening the neighbor said, "Oh, that's too bad." And the farmer said, "Maybe." The next day the military was coming around, making the boys in the area join the army, but they rejected his son because of his broken leg. And that evening the neighbor said, "Oh, that is great, isn't it?" And the farmer said, "Maybe." His final point of the story was, it is impossible to tell whether anything that happens is good or bad, because you never know what will be the value of the fortune or misfortune of those things. So when we feel like judging something as good or bad, remember, we don't really know how things will turn out. So I guess if we don't worry too much, that will save us a lot of energy and less worry lines on our faces in the future. I hope you have less worry and more good things happen in your life. Please feel free to share this information and search for me on Facebook under Robin Ray Ryder, or you can hear some of these stories in audio under Robin Ray Ryder on YouTube. And until the next time, have a great day.